So Intel just dropped their new 14th gen processors, and GPU prices are also dropping to make way for upcoming RTX 40 Super cards. Seems like the perfect storm to build a new PC. So I called JOI to send over their Legend, wait for it, Dairy PC boasting the beastly i9-14900K. But what I was really wondering was, is 14th gen really worth the upgrade? Did JOI do a good job picking up all these parts as well as building the PC? And is this pre-built actually better value than us buying all these parts and building the PC ourselves? Let's see if this time JOI can actually spread some joy. Wow, that joke is already 3 years old lah, come on. Who write this script? You write. So first impressions are actually pretty good. They went for this aquarium style case from Height, as well as a high-end AIO cooler from Corsair, and 3 additional AF120 fans. Along with that screen, there's enough bling here for a Blackpink concert, and I'm so liking this whole Stormtrooper vibe, and that is probably why my KD is also set like one. Now I'm a spot check the back. Wow, the cable management actually not bad, huh? Pretty neat way. This ex-pengawas approves. No. I didn't even make it past probation lah. We ran some tests for thermals, and I must say for an i9 like this, you'll need at least a quality 360mm AIO cooler like this. Even with the 2 original case fans set to intake, as well as 6 fans set to exhaust, including the ones on the radiator, the i9-14900K is going to go pedal to the floor to crank out as much performance as it can provide before throttling. Also, that vertically mounted GPU stayed pretty cool, but if you're eyeing a chunkier GPU than this in the future, I would probably just mount it straight to the motherboard. As a side note, JOI opted for a negative air pressure setup with all these fans set to exhaust. That will lead to a quicker dust build-up because the gaps between all these glass panels are not sealed, and is also going to suck in dust from any of the air vents that are not populated by fans. The overall airflow for this setup is actually pretty decent for an aquarium case, and when we flip these 2 fans around, GPU temps went down by about 4 degrees, which might be worth doing depending on the card you're running. JOI informed us when you place an order, they're gonna call you to verify some details before shipping the PC out, as well as provide you with fan orientation options, so that's actually pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the specs, starting with the star of the show, the i9-14900K, which is a refresh of the older 13900K with a slightly faster max turbo of 6 GHz. You also get a tiny bump in the bass and boost clocks for the performance and efficiency cores, but that's about it. Same, but different. Moving on to the motherboard, we have the Z790 Aorus Elite AXW, which is not the flagship from Aorus, but with its 16+1+2 stage digital VRM design, it should provide stable power for that i9 for boosting and turboing to the moon. Also, it supports DDR5 and PCIe Gen 5, which should future-proof this build for GPU upgrades. Connectivity is also pretty great with 10 USB ports, but yeah, no Thunderbolt port. But it does come with a header if you want to add on a Thunderbolt card. For the GPU, we have the Gigabyte Aero RTX 4070 Ti, which is a pretty good pairing for this build. All white and slightly slimmer so it doesn't kiss the glass. It's gonna be great for 1440p gaming, but with 12GB of VRAM, you might need to flip on DLSS to game in 4K with more demanding titles. In terms of RAM, we get 2 sticks of Kingston Fury Beast RGB 16GB DDR5 rated at 6000 MHz. 32 gigs is actually plenty for gaming, but heavier users that do 3D work or more complex 4K video editing might want to add on another 2 sticks. For storage, we get a single 1TB Kingston Fury Renegade PCIe NVMe Gen 4 M.2 SSD. Gen 4 is not as fast as Gen 5, but for 99% of us, we're not going to notice the performance difference. It is also easier on your wallet too. Also, 1TB is plenty, but if you're a game hoarder, especially with the newer GTA 6 coming up soon, you might want a secondary drive. Creative professionals will also benefit from a secondary drive. And finally, we got the power! Ta-da! With the FSP Hydro GT Pro 850W 80 plus Gold PSU. They are a pretty solid manufacturer that also does OEM for other brands. Also, this is only a semi-modular power supply, so it will be a little bit cheaper. And 850 watts is more than enough for this CPU and GPU combo. You can even fit in an RTX 4080 Super in the future, most probably. Now let's take a look at performance numbers, starting with gaming. TimeSpy shows the 14th Gen i9 taking a 16% lead over 13th Gen in 1080p, but performing somewhat similar in 4K. That RTX 4070 is an overkill in 1080p, but could probably use a little more VRAM in 4K. Looking at actual games, Shadow of the Bench Raider saw almost 200 FPS in 1440p, but at 4K it still got a commendable 100 FPS. Of course, more optimized or less demanding games like Diablo 4 is going to play just as well. Even newcomer Ghost Runner 2 saw 130 frames per second in 4K. If you want to play more graphically intense games like Cyberpunk or even Starfield, 1440p is the way to go. Or you could always flip on DLSS when available. Next we have Valorant. Seriously? So overall, this PC is gonna slay in 1440p, but if you want to play in 4K, you're gonna need maybe a little bit more VRAM or flip on DLSS, especially in games with high-res textures or super complex scenes or things that need simulation. No choice, who asks us to want to buy RTX 4090? Moving on to productivity benchmarks. Cinebench shows us the power of that i9-14900K, which is basically just slightly faster than the 13900K. But hey, that multi-core score of 38,588 is going to eat 3D rendering for breakfast. That single core score is also great, meaning that lighter tasks like Microsoft Office or Excel is gonna run smooth like butter. Now for content creators who are looking at this PC, you can expect excellent performance when editing photos or painting in Photoshop, editing videos in Premiere Pro, and color grading in DaVinci Resolve. This CPU and GPU combo is working well for sure. 3D artists can also expect good performance out of this. Of course, if you're dealing with more complex work, I'd fill up the other slots of RAM and potentially grab a beefier card with more CUDA and RT cores. And just out of curiosity, I've even painstakingly looked up each of these components on Shopee with listings only from highly rated sellers. And with the JOI Legendary PC, you're saving almost 800 ringgit. Even if you view yourself as free labor, you're still saving 600 bucks. So here's my verdict on this JOI Legendary PC with the i9-14900K. I give this legend, wait for it, Derry PC a hashtag cheap buy, 8.3 out of 10. Yes, that i9-14900K might not be that much better than the 13900K, but try lah, convince one of your bangsawan friends to spend maybe 50 or 100 ringgit less to buy last gen tech when they're already spending top dollar for a PC like this, and you will know that it's practically impossible. And weirdly enough, in Malaysia at least, on Shopee, the 13900K and the 14900K is basically priced the same. This PC is gonna be great for creative professionals who can benefit from that beefy CPU, as well as CUDA from Green Team. As for gamers, you can enjoy AAA title gaming at 1440p and even 4K if you turn on DLSS. Normally for a build like this, I would recommend a 4080 instead, but considering low stock levels and also high prices, this is now the sweet spot. Also, that 800 bucks saving that you get from buying this JOI Legendary PC will actually help you get 2 more sticks of RAM, as well as maybe a secondary drive, which will make this PC even more practical. Overall, I think that JOI did a pretty good job at building a PC that a bangsawan can approve of. They are definitely spreading joy with this one. So if you want to pick one up, feel free to check out the links in the description. Safe, can buy. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions regarding this PC, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell harder than you hit the gym. I also don't hit the gym. And also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to see more shenanigans from the Mob House crew. Again, my name is Bangsawan Shane. Remember this face. And I will see you when in the next one.